The only way to live a life of freedom is by creating assets that make you money even when you are sleeping. Please watch this video till the end. This is perhaps the most important video that you will watch. Most of the people think that they will get a promotion in a job and this is what is going to give them a financial freedom, or they will pick two jobs. And most of the time we end up connecting money with freedom, but we forget to realize that freedom is not money. Money is tool to measure freedom. The real freedom comes from your ability to make choices. And I'll give you an example why I'm saying this. Imagine you have $1,000,000 and thousand of your ideas and plans in your mind, but you have one last breath. Would you consider yourself free? You see, we cannot. You will feel trapped in your own body. This is why ability to make choice is the freedom. It's not money. And this is why what a better job can give you is maybe an opportunity to stay in a better hotel or have 2 extra trips to your favorite place in the world. But this is pretty much. And the fact is, when you are in a job and you have all these new experiences, your desires are going to increase. And here is how the life is going to look like. This is you with your desires, and these desires are pushing your life. But your circumstances are not changing because job is fixed, because you have only 24 hours to trade. So your desires are pushing upward, but your circumstances are right here. And because of this situation, you are trapped. So the real equation of freedom is ability to choose into time divided by desire. You can be immediately free by quitting all of your desires, just like Buddha said. You see, if you will have zero desires, you will have infinite sense of freedom, because you don't really need to achieve anything. But the chances, because you are watching this video and we are here, we are still on the way. So it does not make sense to not acknowledge the reality. So we have some desires, we can reduce these desires and we can increase our ability to choose for freedom. Why I'm not considering the time? Because time is a depreciating asset. Every single moment we have less and less time on this planet. And this is what people do not understand. When you are going on a job, you are trading your time for money. And I'm also talking about freelancers and self-employed people. As long as you are trading your time for money, you are not going to feel the sense of freedom. So let's understand this, because time we do not have any control over, but we have control over our desires and we have control over our ability to choose. Money is one of the ways of increasing your ability. If I would try to design an equation for job, here is how it is going to look like. There is time into your effort is directly proportional to money. The challenge here is you have a very fixed time. You have 24 hours in a day, and in those 24 hours, 8 hours you need for sleeping, 4-5 hours for eating and other daily activities. So at max you can only work for 12 to 13 hours a day, and even in those hours you can't really go forever. So at the best you will have 8 hours every day, and most of the time your efforts in a company are very limited. So effort is also a constant here, and this is why the money that you make in job is also constant, because it's fixed time multiplied by fixed effort. It doesn't matter how bad the economy is, if inflations are going high, if all the craziness is happening around the world, you do not really have control over it, because you cannot control these two factors in the equation. So this is definitely not the way to freedom. But let's look at a better way of life. You do not need to have $1,000,000 to live a financially free life. If you have more passive income than your expenses, you are financially free right now. So let's look at the equation. We have asset value time into LEV, and this is directly proportional to money. So I want you to think from a completely different point of view. Forget everything you have learned in school about making money and think from this perspective. What if you start acquiring assets that increase in value over time, or by putting more efforts into that, and with time And with LEV, I will come to that, this is called leverage. With leverage and time, this keeps increasing in value, and because that happens, you will make more and more money. Now, time here is not an enemy. We are not trading time for money. In this case, as the time passes, the value of our asset increases and hence increases our income. So if you are wondering what is an asset, so let's look at this. Let's say you created a website or a blog and you are writing content where people are visiting, or you have a YouTube channel where you have created videos and people are watching them after months and months of publishing them. Or you bought a piece of land, which is also called real estate. Or you created a software as a service company, SaaS. You created a software with the help of AI or by hiring some developers, and people are using it. They are paying for the subscription. These are some of the ideas, but ideas are unlimited. We are living in the age of ideas. Another asset which is very powerful is called intellectual property. You spend some time inventing a new technology or inventing a new way of doing something, and you are selling the right of this intellectual property, and people are paying you royalty. Like Thomas Alva Edison, he invented a better way to create a bulb, and he got paid for years and years for his invention. So intellectual property is a bit more advanced, but it's very powerful, and you do not need to be a scientist to create an intellectual property. Think about in your industry. Can you invent a new way of doing something? Can you coin a new idea, a new thought? Now, know that you need to put your effort and time into creating an asset, and this is where our real investment is. We are putting our time, energy, effort into creating an asset, and once this asset is ready, with time or with effort or leverage, we can increase the value of this asset. So let's look at the leverage now. Let's say you created a website that is making you $100 per month. So this is the value of your website right now. Now what happens is you started connecting with other people in the industry, or you started putting more efforts into learning more about how to drive traffic to the website. You invested into learning new skills about monetizing the website. This is all leverage. Your skills, your knowledge, your network, all of this is leverage. So with that, the value of this website gets exponentially high. So if you have more knowledge of how to drive traffic, if there are 1,000 people who are responsible for $100 per month, then suddenly if you have 10,000 people on your website is at $1,000 per month, and as it keeps growing, you will have more and more money. And you see, you did not trade your time for money in this case. All you did was you leveraged your network, or you leveraged your skills. Leverage is the key to freedom. Before the internet, if you wanted to sell a product, you need to go to every door. Internet enabled us to reach to thousands of people with just one website. You can connect with thousands of people just by uploading one video on YouTube. Right now, one of the biggest leverages we have is AI. Not in a very distant future, you will see that people who are not using AI are very similar to people who are not using mobile phones right now. It's very hard to imagine that you are making money without the phone or your laptop. Everyone is connected. Even if your business is completely offline, you still need to connect with your phone and your laptop somehow. This is where we are heading in terms of AI. Think about your leverage in life. Your skills, network, personal brand, all of this is leverage. And once you understand this formula, you will know that you do not need to trade your time for money. So we have one equation, asset value, and on exponent there is time and leverage. So more time passes and more leverage you create, the value of this asset increases, which increases your income. And also we have another equation that says ability to choose into time divided by desires is equal to freedom. You see, this is not the only way to increase our ability to choose. You can grow it by making more money. You can grow it by getting more knowledge and by creating and giving more to this earth and to the life. This is the simple modern recipe of freedom. So if you are still watching this video, I truly appreciate it. Let me know by typing 1%, because I know that 99% people are not gonna watch it till this point. So let me know by commenting 1% so I can know who is the part of this tribe. And as I am developing this thought model, I'll be happy to create an updated video once I get more insights on this. Until then, make sure to watch this video about 30 days content challenge for YouTube or for your blogs so you can kickstart your online creation journey. I'll talk to you in the next one.